In this video, we're going to be going over Pundi X. I believe there's a lot of room for growth on this. We're currently up over 300, well over almost 400% on this so far. We entered at the start of the month and it's been going up ever since. Now, before I go into the price action, let's just go over this project quickly. But before I do that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, click the bell notification icon so you can stay up to date on all my recent videos. Remember, guys, nothing that you see in this video is financial advice. So always make sure to do your own research. With that being said, what is Pundi X? Pundi X aims to make spending cryptocurrency as easy as possible, and this is globally. They're currently available or operate in 30 countries so far. They're really concentrating on the Southeast Asia region, which is, essentially they're looking to empower the underbanked. And again, this is a growing sector. So that's one of the reasons why I actually bought into this project. I just felt like, number one, I do not like to invest in projects that are just ideas. They have to have a working project. They've been around since 2017. And they're pretty much on the upside since then. And I only see this growing in value over time. So I will definitely be holding this for the long term. They're also built on the Ethereum blockchain, so that's quite interesting as well. So if we go to CoinGecko, the coin supply, yes, I know can be very unattractive to some. A lot of people do not like high coin supplies just because of supply and demand, etc. But sometimes, guys, when a project is good, it's good. Like, especially long term, this is going to look it's going to look pretty much like a small number, right? Let's just put it this way. In the next, I would say 30 20 years, even maybe even 10 years, being a trillionaire is going to be the new billionaire, right? That's my vision anyway. Being a trillionaire will be the new billionaire, and being a billionaire will be the new millionaire. That's where we're heading, especially with the dollar devaluing the way it is. But anyway, we're not going to get into that in this video. But let's talk about the market cap. The market cap is still under $2 billion. Still under $2 billion. So as you can see, guys, regardless of the market cap or where price is, there's still a lot of room for growth. And again, going back to the start of the month, fair enough, we did take advantage of the sell-off going into March. Again, really good sell-off. Let's just look at the percentage pullback on that. Again, nearly 50% drawdown. So we got a really good entry on that. Proud of ourselves on that entry. And as you can see, price has pretty much gone in a straight line since then. But what I find interesting, before we get more into Pundi X, the actual project itself, is we're noticing a lot of the project that have a real world use case or are bridging the gap between the decentralized and centralized spaces are really growing in value, right? They're really taking off this year, right? And they're pretty much going in a straight line. Whereas some projects, even though pretty much all cryptocurrencies are moving upwards, they're not having the same momentum or having the same amount of capital poured into them as these kind of projects. So I'm keeping a close eye on more projects like this, and that's why I'm so bullish on the NFT space, as some of you are already aware. If you're not aware, you need to make sure you subscribe now. So where could price potentially go next? We're still under 1 cent. Personally, I wouldn't be looking to buy at an all-time high. I would have to wait for price to pull back just a tiny bit. As you can see, we did actually see a pullback, so this would have been the perfect opportunity to look for an entry, and that was a drawdown of 26%. Doesn't seem like much, but as you can see, we snapped right back and essentially moved to the upside. Now, as we're still in the price discovery phase, it's hard to actually, again, map out price. It's hard to map out price using technical analysis, and this is where people's going wrong. A lot of people are going wrong. But however, let me pull out my infamous Fibonacci extension tool. This is the magic tool that I need to go over a video in depth so you guys can start using it as well. So let me just go over the Fib extension. There we go. So let's just do that. Sorry. Wrong tool. That's the Fib retracement tool, and that's essentially what we would use to look for buying entry. So when price pulls back, we'll look for a buy position. But for now, let's just look at where price could potentially go next. And what I'm gonna do it from its lowest low, this lowest low, and I'm gonna do it from its high, right? Just so we can look at the long-term target rather than short. So if you've been watching this channel for quite some time, you will know our significant areas, and that's the 38.2 and 61.8. These are our two main areas that we heavily concentrate on. For those of you that do not know, yes, we come from a foreign exchange and stock trading background. So yes, I guess we do have that advantage in that aspect. But nevertheless, these skills can easily be adopted and learned. So two key levels, as you can see, let me just draw this out. So again, like I said, it looks like we are going to breeze past the 1 cent area. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to do one entry on this one for now. I'm not going to do two. So let's just do the 38.2 area to start off with. There we go. Let's just delete that. I'm going to do the 38.2 area just to start off with. Highlight that for you guys to see. And as you can see, that's just above 1 cent. Just above 1 cent. I think TradingView is really playing up today. Hopefully they can fix this soon. And let's just measure out price. Sorry, guys. Let's measure out price. There you go. So that's a 56% move from our where price is now. Are we going to see a pullback at this level? To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure, just because we already saw a pullback, a few days ago. So could we now see an entry? And as you can see, we almost have a mini support and resistance kind of forming here. So if we were to draw out our support line at this level here, delete that, and draw out a resistance line here. As you can see, we've just broken that resistance area. So if this was a range, we have actually broken a range. So this does look like, just from a price action perspective, guys, this does look like a potential buying opportunity, but of course we're happy with our current entry. So we're gonna hold this out for now. We would like price to pull back. That's the ideal scenario. So we're gonna wait for price to pull back. Hopefully it pulls back around over 20%. Yeah, there we go, 23%. Hopefully price pulls back 23%, and then we can look for an entry at this area. But again, do not be surprised if this spikes to this area straight away. And that's why I always say, if you're in a project for the long term, sometimes it just makes sense to, from my perspective, I always say, I personally believe sometimes it's just best to get an entry right away, rather than waiting around for this so-called entry and then prices essentially just moving to the upside. And then you have to enter a lot more expensive position than you would have if you just entered at the level that you deemed fit to start off with. But yeah, pretty interesting project, as you can see. I see a lot of growth for this. They have some interesting partnerships at the moment, actually. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on their partnerships. They're growing their ecosystem, have been featured on these media forums, Business Insider, Forbes. So that's quite interesting as well. And they're available in 30 plus countries. And what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can order one, just see how easy that process is now. Okay, so we click on that. Let's have a look. So pretty interesting. Let's just click on see more. The easiest, most secure wallet. Okay, cool. Let's see if we want to request a card. So you could select your location. Let's see if they have the UK. Probably not available in the UK yet. Let's just select Canada. And you can check. Oh, wow, this is quite interesting. And then I guess you can add to cart. Pretty straightforward. So pretty straightforward. That's good news. Pretty straightforward, easy to use. So yeah, going to be keeping up to date on this project, but I do see massive potential. With that being said, guys, when others are fearful, be greedy, and when others are greedy, be fearful. At the moment, it may seem like a lot of greed going on, but I still believe this project is being overlooked. Still super low market cap. So we will see how this looks in the next the coming months, essentially, or even the coming weeks. With that being said, guys, seize the day.